Welcome. In Stolen Focus, Johann explores one of the most pressing challenges of our age, the widespread, accelerating erosion of our ability to pay attention. He argues that this crisis is not a result of personal failure, laziness, or lack of willpower, but rather the outcome of a systemic issue, one rooted in the design of our technologies, the structure of our economy, and the rhythms of modern life. Drawing on deep research, global interviews, and his own personal experimentation, Hari uncovers the many forces from tech algorithms and environmental pollutants to poor diets and sleep deprivation that are fragmenting our minds. Hari makes a compelling analogy between the attention crisis and the obesity epidemic. Just as we didn't suddenly become gluttons but were overwhelmed by a radically changed food environment, our attentional capacities are now breaking down in the face of an environment saturated with distractions. We're not broken, we're responding to a broken system. One major factor is the speed at which information moves and how our brains are forced to constantly switch between tasks. This switch cost means that we not only lose time and accuracy, but we also become more superficial in our thinking, more error-prone, and less creative. Studies show that students who receive intermittent text messages during exams perform significantly worse. Our brains, once trained for deep thought, are now overwhelmed. Our prefrontal cortex, the brain's bouncer, simply can't keep up with the noise. Flow states, those deeply satisfying moments when we are fully immersed in meaningful work, have become increasingly rare. Flow requires deep concentration, intrinsic motivation, and activities just on the edge of our abilities. But modern life pulls us in the opposite direction, toward fragmentation. Hari paints this clearly. Fragmentation makes us shallower, angrier, smaller. Flow, by contrast, makes us calmer, deeper, and more expansive. Physical exhaustion compounds the problem. Only 15% of people report waking up refreshed. Chronic sleep deprivation, normalized in fast-paced societies, blunts clarity, patience, and resilience. At the same time, sustained reading is collapsing. Screen time is up while book reading is down. And it's not just what we read, it's how. Social media platforms train us to think in short, reactive bursts. Over time, this erodes our inner voice, making it louder, cruder, and less nuanced. Hari argues powerfully for the value of mind wandering, a crucial tool for reflection and synthesis. Yet we're rarely truly focused or truly drifting. Instead, we skim endlessly, stuck in a stressful loop. Our tech environment, filled with engineered distractions and designed for addiction, rewards engagement above all else. Even those who helped build these platforms now express deep regret for what they've unleashed. The book also explores how structural stress, financial insecurity, work overload, and environmental toxins limits our ability to concentrate. In fact, a UK poll found that stress, not phones, was the #1 self-reported cause of focus loss. Universal basic income studies show that when financial stress is alleviated, focus and cognitive function improve. A similar result came from 4-day workweek experiments. Workers achieved more, used less social media, and experienced greater well-being. Hari coins the term cruel optimism to describe the way we're offered shallow solutions, like time management tips or digital detoxes to problems rooted in systemic dysfunction. The true solution, he insists, lies in collective action and structural change. We must demand a world where focus is possible. That means banning surveillance capitalism, redesigning social media to align with our well-being, and granting people the legal right to disconnect from work. Children, in particular, are suffering in environments that stunt their natural development of focus. Rather than blaming them for attention deficits, Hari urges us to recognize how we've constructed a world that deprives them of play, autonomy, and proper nourishment. He introduces the metaphor of attention as a plant. It needs sunlight, rich soil, water, and freedom from toxins to grow. In his final chapters, Hari lays out the 4 kinds of attention we must reclaim: the spotlight for immediate actions, the starlight for long-term goals, daylight for introspection and self-knowledge, and the stadium lights that allow us to connect collectively and fight for change. Without these, we risk becoming a society incapable of deep thought, meaningful connection, and collective action. Ultimately, Stolen Focus is a call not just to pay more attention, but to fight for a world where attention can thrive. Hari doesn't leave us in despair. He offers authentic optimism, an honest appraisal of the barriers we face, and a map for how we might dismantle them together. Because our attention is not just a personal skill, it is a human right, and perhaps the most essential one for creating a better future.